2 people are dead and 1 lane remains closed here on I-81 southbound in Schuylkill County. So you're going to want to use the scraper side and really get all of it off of your car. And it can be kind of hard, as you can see here, but it's really important that you do this because if you don't, you could be facing legal action. They just reopened the inbound lanes of the North Scranton Expressway, but the outbound lanes still remain closed after a tractor trailer rolled over around 8:20 this morning. So, yeah, let's go! Now it's escalated to an armed man being wanted for arson and vehicle theft. Let's take one last look here at the roads right behind me. You can see plenty of snow still coming down here. A state police fire marshal has been called to the scene to try to determine the cause of the fire. Hi, we got some mail. Yes. All right, where'd you go? Oh. Back roads and side streets that froze overnight. So as you can see, here's an example in Wilkes-Barre. I could slip and slide and basically ice skate in my boots all over this. Several cars are already equipped with these dash cams, but they only show what's going on in front of the car and right here in the back seat. This morning, the U.S.'s longest war has officially come to an end. The Taliban now have full control of Afghanistan, and the last U.S. troops left the country. All right, so I have been enjoying these warm temperatures, but you're telling me it's going to change, Thomas. Concerns over the spread of COVID-19 is leading to long lines at testing sites. WBRE 28, WYOU 22, Eyewitness News I-Team reporter Andy Mahalshik joins us live from Kirby Park, where people have been patiently waiting to get tested. Andy. What appears to be the remains of a small child have been unearthed near Williamsport. It has been 2 months since Governor Wolf ended all mask mandates in the Commonwealth, but now that has changed. A new program is assisting nurses who've been helping in the fight against COVID-19, and it could make a difference in their finances. In other news this morning, President Biden is set to update the nation on the U.S. response to a new COVID variant. And thousands of families will have a Thanksgiving meal today thanks to a decades-old tradition in Lackawanna County. So we're going to be sitting in the lower to mid 80s, very, very humid today. So if you have hair like mine, you might want to put on a little extra hairspray before you walk out the door. I'll get into that in just a couple minutes. Let's take a look at temperatures right now as we're waking up to 32 degrees in Mount Pocono. Taking a look at our satellite radar, really the entire Northeast seems to be pretty calm with just a few spotty showers right above us in New York tonight. Our temperatures are going to dip down to the mid-30s, mostly cloudy skies. This wintry mix will turn into scattered showers into the overnight hours.
Where I'm pointing, you can see the bullet entry hole.
16-year-old Lorenzo White was woken up to the sound of a bullet coming through his mother's bedroom around 1:15 Friday morning.
I heard gunshots outside my house, and I heard a bang, and I ran to my mom's room, and there's a bullet hole in the house.
That bullet hole, the result of a confrontation between Pittston police and 2 men at Davis Alley and Butler Street.
What was described by the officer, he hunches over a little bit and begins to go diagonally across the street. That's when you can see the flashlight actually light him up. And then he starts to backpedal. He pulls his firearm and then runs to the side and into a dark spot where he fires on police.
Zach Adams Kelly caught the whole thing on a security camera outside his home.
The guy over here, he ducked a little bit, and before I know it, I saw him shoot a gun.
He watched everything play out live on his phone.
Are they going to hurt anyone? Are they going to come to anyone's house? Are they going to try to break into someone's house? You know, to hide? You know, so much just goes through your mind, like, are we going to be okay?
Police say before any shots were fired, the officer shouted at the man, but did not identify themselves as police, although they were in a marked vehicle. The question remains, is it possible the suspect did not know they were cops?
Not possible, no. In fact, we believe that there's a chance that the suspect was actually targeting the police.
The 2 officers were not hurt. They returned fire, and there is no indication the gunman was hit. Both officers are now on paid leave pending the investigation. In Pittston, Nicole Rogers, Eyewitness News.
I was smoking cigarettes at 8 and 9, marijuana by 10, 11, by 14 I was an IV drug user. 70s it was crank, 80s it was coke and crack, 90s I found the heroin.
Kathy Reisner struggled with substance abuse for decades.
Laying on the bathroom floor, crying, you know, for God to help me. We're good people. You know, you meet people in recovery, we're good people. Put that drug or drink in us and all bets are off.
She is one of the lucky ones, still alive today.
I think you expect the call. I think any family that has someone that's struggling with substances expect the call, but it's still a shock when it comes.
Carol Coolbaugh lost her son Eric to an overdose in 2009. He died at 29 years old, leaving behind 3 children. His mother says she wouldn't wish that suffering on anyone. But unfortunately, she isn't the only parent experiencing this loss in our area.
When we received that phone call, it just tore us apart.
4 years ago, Mary Ann Oliveri and her husband, Dave Capitula, had their biggest fear become a reality.
We lost our daughter to an accidental overdose on May 29, 2017. And when the toxicology reports came back, it showed that she did have fentanyl in her system.
Their daughter, Sarah Gardner, lost her life after battling her addiction for years. Illicitly manufactured fentanyl is becoming more and more common here in northeastern and central Pennsylvania.
And we know that fentanyl is much stronger than heroin. It's also cheaper for the dealer. It packs more of a punch, unfortunately.
And COVID-19 only made matters worse.
As we see the pandemic, a lot of people not accessing resources they need, including emergency medical services, because they're fearful of what they're going to face with the pandemic when they go to a hospital or they call an ambulance.
If you're struggling with an addiction, these people say this doesn't have to be the end of your story. You aren't alone, and there is help available.
Recovery is hard. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do, but it's the best thing you'll ever do. I never thought I'd be where I'm at today, never.
Reach out. Don't give up. Don't ever, ever give up. Recovery is possible for everyone. You just have to reach out.
Nicole Rogers, 2022 Eyewitness News.